Hey there, everybody. All right. Glad to be back. Today's going to be a fairly long stream. We're going to try to get a bunch of stuff done. You can see I got this big meaty machine here in front of me, so get to setting this one up. We need to get some more what am I trying to say? Heavy modular frames. We are running low, and I'm going to be building a lot of these machines today, and they require heavy modular frames. So that puts us in a unique position of me using some of the very few of them that I have left to build one, so that it can make more. So let's see. I think that's probably the right spacing. Seems to be. This one's lined up here. Alright, so we'll go ahead and put that there, and then we'll figure out which recipe we want to use, because I got a few of them. I think this is a heavy encased frame. That kicks out quite a lot of them. Eats a lot of concrete, though. That makes me nervous. This one eats rubber, but also shit tons of screws. Eats more screws than the regular recipe. We're going to have to do this one because it's kicking out 3 at a time. Gotta love it. Alright, most of this I can grab here, and rubber. Plus it doesn't pull on screws, so that's what we're going to go with. And does anything have any particularly high volume of consumption? It appears not. That means we can go with all Mark 1 belts, so it really doesn't even matter which one you set for which, because all the belts are going to be the same speed. The Mark 1 belts will support up to 60 parts per minute, and none of the material requirements consume more than that. So, alright. This one requires a third one right here. Let's see how close I can get it in there. I like to try to get it as close as I can, because this orientation takes up so much damn room. Just so much room. Okay, that's good. Yeah, it needs to be there, but that puts it overlapping that. And it says, no, you can't overlap that. Alright. Put it there then. So it's going to be the only one with an ugly belt, but it won't matter because you won't see the belt. Yeah, alright, so what it needs are mod frames. It needed encased beams as well. I know it needs concrete. Yeah, concrete. Okay, and what else did it need? Steel pipes. Huh, steel pipes and encased beams. That's weird. Okay. Where's the steel pipes? Oh, there. Okay. Steel pipes and encased beams. I always think the bitmap for this reminds me of a cookie that I used to love. It just looks like a cookie to me. Makes my mouth water. Alright. Yep, got all that done. Now I can go put away my inventory. Oh, yeah, we'll do that first. Anybody got my fuel? Yeah, there we go. Alright, so most of this we can grab right here. We'll go get the modular frames and the concrete. So I think that is one container's worth. Do I have enough room for... Oh, I think I got enough room for pipes, too. I can grab just about everything it needs in one inventory load now. How's that? Yeah, well, I have almost all the upgrades now, so I think I've got a ridiculously huge inventory. Yeah. I can carry everything that 3 containers can hold. Well, the 3 of the basic kinds, anyway. Huh. And then it just needs the encased beams, right? Yeah. Everything can be got here. That's actually pretty nice. I don't have to go anywhere else. Alright, so put pipes in there. Concrete in there. And modular frames in there. Alright. We'll get those industrial beams, then we can power this bad boy up. We'll start grinding them up. I gotta put another container for him to spit the things out in. Oh, I didn't mean to take them all. My goodness. Yeah, this ain't a bad starter factory at the end of the day. I've used it for just about everything, haven't I? So I think that's all that's left. You got your concrete. Yep, alright. That all fit in there, so let me just get the my inventory out. Take. And take. Okay. How fast you kicking them things out anyway? Yeah, 3. I'm only gonna be kicking them out basically 3 every minute. Relatively fast compared to what the regular recipe is for it, but yeah, not fast, not fast. Let's see. We have one I can connect to that ain't that one, because that one's already got all its plugs used up. Yeah, we'll connect it over here. Now you see it begins to. Cranking up. Mm. How are we doing for power? Yeah, we're still alright. Okay. Let's see. I need to build 3 of these bad boys. Well, I think actually I need like 6 of them. Oof, God, this is going to be a project from hell. Actually, wait a minute. I'll start with 4. Need a bunch more cable. That's why I like to put them on the list there, so it tells me what I need. Alright. And so yesterday I actually picked the area that I am ready to start putting down these machines. And there's already flooring there waiting for me. Wow. Sure is bright and shiny. Mm-hmm. You can already see it from the sky. Oh, did I forget to bring more nobelisks? Nope, I got them. Good. Yeah, you guys are taking up too much room. You were too close to the building. Yeah, I ran out of nobelisks. Oop, I missed that tree entirely. Alright, now we got a nice smooth floor. So right now we're going to start with the 2 big boys, which will be making the supercomputers that the plant has been named for. Okay. So normally when I'm setting these up, I start with the obvious thing of trying to make sure that the first thing on the list is spoken for. But the first thing on the list is computers, and I already know that it's going to require some work. So we're going with the second alternate recipe, which is going to require an off-site facility to make those oscillators, which will be flown here by drone. Isn't that fun? It's fun. Okay, so that's that. We'll move on to the AI limiters, which require quick wire and copper sheets, which I also believe these are also going to need quick wire. Yeah, so we're going to need quite a lot of quick wire. I think I had decided we were going to go with the second alternate recipe for that one, so that they're going to need 60, and yeah, they're going to need lots because these are going to consume basically just over 11. So we should probably steer towards 12, which means that, you know, the one extra will be stored somewhere. Whew. So that'd be 6 cycles. So that's 360 quick wire that one will need, and this will need 4, so 80. 360 plus 80 is 400 and 360, 340, 440. 440 quick wire already. So already we're pushing the top end of our belts, because that's going to be a Mark IV belt just to move those over into this room. But that gives us an idea of what we're looking at. So we're going to need tons of quick wire and tons of copper. So I believe that the recipe I have for making those uses both. I think I already have a blueprint for it, in fact. And some copper sheets. Ah, quick wire. Yep, we got one. This is not necessarily where this is going. I'm just popping it up so I can have a look at it. Oh yeah, it's already got the right belt on it and everything. So how much do you guys make? $90 each. So 270 between them. Oh, that would be 440 with 2 of these. Okay, well, let's figure out where we need them, because they're going to need some logistics to get all that. In fact, I may actually put them above, because they're using all. See if I can do that. Yeah, because over there is the copper. Do you have any water around here? Yeah, right there. Yeah, alright. Alright. Where's that Caterium? There it is. Caterium's up there. Take a look. I was certain I saw that there was a iron deposit around here too. Why is it all so far away? You're gonna have to bring it by tractor or something? Jeez, oh Pete. Oh crap. And I am just here minding my own business. Where's that? Where's that little bumblebee? I know he's trying to home in on me somewhere. Got him. Love those homing bullets. Look at here. Yeah, blue slug just hanging out. We got that hatcher meat too. Hmm. Hmm. Yeah, I don't have. I can't use my best copper ingot recipe if I don't get a little bit of iron, which means I may rethink using that copper deposit. Let's see. I believe there's some up there. Why is there two of them claimed? Oh, copper right next to that. Okay. There's iron right here. What the hell are you talking about? Yeah, the copper's right there. Stupid. Okay, yeah, let's figure these up. A lot of copper, or a lot of iron, too. These are all normal nodes. That's right, I had to kill a hog over here yesterday. Meat's still on the ground. I found this. How the hell are you telling me that the only node was like 500 meters away? Built to the site's right there. Oh well. I guess it's a kind of not surprising that the resource scanner would have a worse sense of direction than I do. I don't know. Let's see what way this one looks over here. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I can make just shit tons of copper, so I really just need to get an idea of how much of it I need. But in the meantime, we're going to go ahead and get that thing started. So I need to build one of these here. Build me 2 portable miners. Oh man, didn't bring enough of those. Well, yep, we're heading back already. Oh, that's a wonderful start. Where is... It's got to be over there. I think it's on the other side of this cloud of... Oh no. Rocky Desert Outpost. It's right over here. Yeah, I see it. It's higher up than you would expect. You wouldn't expect a geyser to be up on a plateau like that, but a lot of my outposts, well, so far all of my outposts, have been built on top of geysers so that you can utilize some power. I put these geothermal plants on there. And for the most part, the outposts have all been off the grid, like they weren't part of the associated power grid until quite a while after I had made them. That was kind of the point of them, really. See, there's another one right there we just passed. Man, that looks cool. Yeah, I hear this thing roaring. Must have been hearing two machines. Yeah, but I won't have any problems with ingots. In my opinion, this is the best recipe in the game for copper ingots. And I've had a lot of debates with fellers that aren't convinced by that, but oh man, this thing really is spitting them out. This box sure still is rather spent, though, ain't it? I guess it's really, yeah. I mean, it's refilled quite a bit. I think it's replaced about half of what I took. Yeah, that's good enough. Okay. This one over here. This is it. Yeah, that'll be good. And we'll do some. You trees are in the way. Whoa, falling around here. Okay. And it didn't totally match up, did it? Oh well, that's alright. I think that's a 1 meter ramp, so we can just have it come down a 1 meter ramp. Yeah, I can just get it to position itself. Yeah. And then all of it's leveled out, so. That, for what it's worth, we actually want these things to face that way, so we're going to have to pave in this stuff here. Eat an obelisk, do. this side and put it on this side. Oh, wrong one. Yep. There you go. Then I can face them suckers like this direction and figure out where they're going to go. Alright. This isn't where these machines are going. I'm just taking a look at them again. Because these things are not consuming much Caterium at all. Very, very little. Wow, but each one will be consuming 37.5. And what did we figure? We would need 2 of these, so 6 of those. So, wowza. Wowza, wowza. Das is a lot. 37.5 times 6. 225. Yeah, it's actually not that bad. Not with this recipe. But we're going to need more, now that I think about it, because we're also going to have the sheets, copper sheets. So I should probably make like 4 of them. So I'll make like 400 ingots. That'll leave like 175, I think, that are not being used by this immediate process. Yeah. Alright, let's get these off. Okay. Yeah, well, they're going to have to go that way anyway, because that's where the Caterium is. So, we're probably going to have to build like a facility over here next to this lake. That will process the Caterium ore, which will be coming down from there, and mix it with the copper ore that's coming from over there. And hopefully this is also deep enough. It is not. This is not deep enough, so it's going to have to be deep enough up here. No, none of this is deep enough. Oh boy. Well, that's going to change something. Alright. When I saw a waterfall, I was pretty certain that water would be deep enough to put a water extractor, but it is not. So much water in this area, and none of it worth a shit. There's a lake over here. Man, I might have to move this whole operation. Bring it in closer to the water. Ooh, look at there. I think I already got that. In fact, I'm sure of it. Circuit boards. Yeah, I might have to tear down that whole factory and move it over here. Still be pretty close to the Caterium, but I'll have to find more copper and more Hey, doggo. Yeah, we definitely need access to the water. And this here is deep enough. What we got here? What's its purity? That's pure. Oh, nice. Okay. Where's the nearest copper? Or iron? Oh, one right up here, huh? Yeah. Right here in this little corner. Let's see what its purity is. It's not as important, that's why I didn't check it first. It's also pure. Wow. Okay. Oh, that's a pretty good find. Yep. Okay, we're going to tear everything down and move over here. How much inventory space do I got? Yep. This looks like a much better area. Quite a bit flatter, too. Makes me feel bad about tearing down all that stuff. That's okay. Ooh. What's this? It's iron as well. Where did that... Oh my goodness. And that copper's right here, ain't it? Yeah, it's right there. That's pure as well, ain't it? Another pure node? Oh, this is a much better location. Jeez, oh Pete. Okay. Alright, I'm going to mark this on the map so I know where it's at, because I keep walking away and can't find anything. Meaning that it could change without notice, and I'd appreciate it if you didn't say anything about that. Oh, it didn't change the name. Why didn't... Oh, this is where you're supposed to name it. Supercomputer Factory Supplemental for now. Yep. And apply. Oh, I got a truck driving right overhead. I was like, what? Yeah, which means, you know, we're not going to be building the factory right here, but probably pretty close, though. I don't want to cover up all this water because we're going to use it. But, yeah, we want to stay clear of that, road. We don't want to pop up through it. But the funny thing is, I was hoping that we could utilize that road, so I might end up, like, breaking part of it off and getting a down ramp. Is there light coming out of there? Sure is. Oh, it's a little underwater slug. Well, what were you doing, little slug? Alright. Let's go back to the supercomputer factory. We're going to start removing stuff from over there. Oh, he's a giant, too. One of the feather tails, as they call him. Where you at, big boy? You are nothing in the face of my turbo ammo.
All citizens to do their part and harvest alien artifacts. Comply.
I wasn't far off. I'm going to collect all this stuff, build a container there to house everything on my inventory, basically, and then I'll tear down this flooring and move it over there. So, to keep the count current, this is now the 4th location that I have chosen for the supercomputer factory. So, that's why I jokingly named it supplemental. Because, yeah, it is constantly changing. I'm constantly going, no, this one isn't perfect. Let's move it over there. And yeah, it just goes on and on like that. But you know, it happened because after a few minutes, I know it has to be near where this one is, because this is the one that gets the Caterium. And having Caterium that's what you use to make the quick wire, which is like super necessary for you know, the electronics that are going to be included in this factory. Yeah, so we are probably going to build the factory itself. Funny enough, I think this is where I built my super factory at the end of my first playthrough. Yeah, you know what? I think it's going up here. We don't have to worry about fucking with nature too much. Just gotta kill these things. Chicken legs. Because, you know, you don't want them in your factory, trust me. They try to moiter you whenever you stand too close to them. Oh, not enough space, huh? Well, I probably have something I can throw away. Anything that I only have one of, or... I don't know. That seems like it might be a little too high. But I would be interested in building this thing like on the same level as the road. I wish I had more coal around here so that I could fuel some trucks and stuff. I don't think there's anything anywhere near here, so that would require a whole different layer of logistics. Of course, I could fuel them with batteries. I don't know. We'll have to think about it, but for now I am. I think I've decided where it's going to be. So first off, let's offload our inventory. Okay, and I'll grab the stuff out that I can process right now, which is that. All this meat. And there's some loose lugs in here too. Yep, okay. Now, I need some plates and some rods. That'll save you some inventory slots, because then everything will stack. now we need to find the concrete. I'll grab that. And I'll take some rods. And I'll take the plates. Yep. And we need to find some jetpack fuel so I can fly around and do all that annoying stuff. Yeah, we're running low on it. Not super low, but... There it is. Ooh. Some more meats. Autosave. No matter how fast you can dismantle stuff, it's never faster than your next autosave. Yes, I don't need any more. This was just to level out the ground, so I had a little bit of a place for attachment and what have you, but now we're just going to be building this sucker right off the road. I'm actually kind of excited for it. You know what though? Damn it, I just realized, hold on, I'm going to have to make some ink. See if anything's got me. Yep, leaves and flower petals. Get rid of the leaves, keep the flower petals. Leave the flower petals. These are flower petals. These are flower petals. These are flower petals. These are flower petals. These and flower petals. Got them. That's probably enough. I would have felt ridiculous having to go all the way back to base to get paint. Yeah. How about we attach it right to this side here, huh? That'd be kind of cool. Be right next to the fast travel, the hypertube cannon, and pretty close to where we'll be pulling up the materials, so it can feed right into the subfloor underneath. In fact, I could just box all that up and make it into like a big wide subfloor. I don't know. That's a bit presumptuous, but hey, you never know. All right, let's make these flower petals into paint. That's probably enough. Here comes the truck. Don't want to get hit by the truck, so I'll let him pass. 3, 4. Oh, come on, you. What are you doing, man? Alright, you know what? Fine. You're gonna be that way, be that way. See if I can get back up there without any difficulty. I'm obviously gonna have to bomb this tree too. Yep, there we go. And that makes it right where I want it to be. Okay, so I'm going to come along here and just get rid of that and that. And if you like, you could just get rid of that as well. Oftentimes what I do is I just put one of these floorings there. You kind of have to decide how you're going to handle turns, because these, you know, it's just the way that things work in Satisfactory. You don't really get anything curved that fits on the grid correctly. So, hi, how's it going? Don't pay any attention to this turn I just put in the road. You just keep on going straight, buddy. Alright, yeah, we're getting close to where I think I need to do some adjustments, because I'm thinking that this part's going to continue on as a road. 2, 3, 4. This part over here is going to be the beginnings of the parking lot. One. It is asphalt. Big asphalt. I have an interesting design for this factory that just kind of came to me. Is this big enough? Uh-oh. Oh. Yeah, okay. So then just needs to be clear of that. Yeah. Then it's not lined up with the foundation. Let's see if we can get it. Yeah, there you go. Nope, one more. Please, one more. Yes, perfect. And then that one. But do that now. It's under that one. Well. Yeah, that's perfect. Okay. And what we need to do is just come along here and say, hey, remove these, would you? Yep. 2, 3, 4. Okay. Wow, kind of dig it. That's the subfloor anyway, so this is actually the basement of the factory. This is going to be the main floor up here, but yeah, it'll make it look, you know, like you're pulling into the center of a factory complex, you know, except it's one factory, but you get what I'm saying. I think it'll just be a cool aesthetic. Shut up, don't question me. What is that? Okay, that's pretty cool. I think it needs to be the half there. Yep. That will preserve the sidewalk and stuff. Oh, I don't have my poison. I don't have my poison filters on. Be very careful around here. Oi, oi, oi. Oh, how did that happen? Huh. Alright, well, screw it. It doesn't need to be on this side anyway. Just very weird that the rest of them all lined up fine, and then this one over here for some reason didn't. Oh, that's why. It just didn't. Yeah, that's fine. That's fine. Doesn't need to be all the way around it. Yeah, in fact, I like this so much, I'm going to bring my tractor over here and park it. Park it in this brand new parking lot I just made. Wow. And that is going to be a cool looking aesthetic. Alright, now we can get back to work. Yeah, because really the only three things that we're making here at this factory are computers, supercomputers, and high-speed connectors. So it's just those three items. It's just that those are top-tier items and require an insane amount of logistics to make that an automated thing. So that's anything that has 4 inputs is going to require some creative logistics. That's just how the game is set up. Oh yeah, let me go get my inventory. But I really do like the idea of just grafting it to the road because that really solves any problems that you have with spacing, you know. It prevented me from having to lay waste to an entire landscape again. Is essentially what I was getting at. Yeah. Alright, we'll leave those in there. We will need those anyway. To mark those guys over there. Oh, what happened over here? Oh, yeah. That's an interesting look. It's just the space that's left behind from the sidewalk. The sidewalk next to the... See, this is that replacement piece that I put in to cover for the sidewalk being removed. That's cool. Man, that's cool. Okay. Alright, so first things first, we're going to do our supercomputer. Yeah, I think in my first playthrough, this area was basically set up in reverse. Over the water here, I had my aluminum factory because the bauxite deposit's right over there, and I had a truck bringing up coal. And in this playthrough, the bauxite department facility is deposit. The bauxite deposit the same way place, but the aluminum facility is over there where all the coal is. So he's bringing over the bauxite. The truck is. So yeah, I had it a little bit flipped. That was it was my first playthrough, so I was still like learning how things were set up, and honestly, that worked fine. I completed the phase 4, so I mean my factories were ugly as hell, and you should see the. I didn't really understand the importance of having a logistics floor, so all my logistics were just like always outside the building, feeding back into the building. So every building every building was just this big gray block with a spaghetti of belts all around it, feeding in and out of it in various parts. Some buildings I'd build, like I had this set of buildings down there on the beach, and like one of them was making motors, and it would feed the motors into the rotors, and it would feed the rotors into the next building where the motors were being made, and stators were coming in from the other side. So it was just like, it looked like all these buildings along the beach, but then when you got up close, you saw these belts like stretching between them, and it's crazy looking. Yeah, I won't ever show you that save, so don't ask. All right. So yeah, now we are back in position. But I definitely feel like this is the right place to set up, because that right there, I believe, is the Caterium. No, that's a crash site. There's the Caterium. Yeah, so it's not that far. It's actually about the same distance. We might actually be a little closer to it here. All right. Oh, come on. It wasn't that far. So we're going to set up a small little Caterium. Well, it's going to be a massive Caterium enterprise over here, but get our ingots going and our copper sheets. So this is going to be a pretty big platform over here. Jeez. Oh, because I picked up nuts. Oh my god. My inventory is just totally maxed out. Ah! Okay, we'll come back for that in a minute. Because, yeah, this particular platform, it will not hurt to put it out over the water, because it's going to be refineries that are using water. Oh, look at you. Right there in my way. Oh, it didn't destroy the rock. So much of horse shit. What? Kill that rock. older area. Well, I guess you could just say it creates character. Alright. Yeah. Yeah, I have a feeling I'm going to have to give that factory a couple of subfloors for processing, because it's still going to have room for the machines that are going to be making the AI connectors, or the AI limiters, and the high-speed connectors will probably go on the same floor. But the computers are actually going to be made in assemblers with this build. They're not going to be made by manufacturers like their basic recipe is. But for them to be made in assemblers, they've got to get the oscillators made, and there's no quartz here. I mean, there is, but it's over by where the coal is, and it's deep down inside the earth, so a little bit more of a pain in the ass to get to it. So what we're going to do is make those. So I'm going to basically be building another camp on the other side of the lake. I guess it's a saltwater lake. It's part of the ocean, but I've been calling it the lagoon. The lagoon over there. It'll be on the other side of that in the northern forest. There's two quartz deposits right next to each other, and they're both pure. And that's where I'm going to be making the silica, and then also the oscillators will be made there and fed onto two separate drone platforms, which will then transport those materials over here. So those are accounted for. They won't be made up there, but I mean, I guess I could just make the AI limiters down here too, and then just move them up there by a conveyor belt along with all the other raw materials that are going to be heading over there. You know, we'll just have to make a. I could make a pretty cool looking bus in the blueprint maker. Just have it carry it over there. Could even connect it to the bottom of the road and have it, you know, turn and go right over there to it and stuff. Instead of like following the road exactly, like right there, it would just cut straight across. I don't know. That's one idea. But you know, before that, let's get these. Oh shit! How much did he say he needed? Needs a lot. I think I said it was like 11 AI limiters or something. I think the regular recipe makes 5 a minute. Oh my god, I'm not even gonna make it. Oh god, that hurt. Jeez, oh Pete, man. Smashed me. There's that tree. It's getting on my nerves, that tree. Been getting on my nerves for too long. Get out of here, tree. You know, I was just thinking about it because I know at some point I'm going to have to build another battery factory. That battery factory is actually pretty damn good, though. It took me about a day and a half to build, but it produces a shit ton of batteries. Really an impressive amount. So the AI limiters it needs. Okay, so what? 7.5. That's not that bad. That's not that bad. They do eat a lot of quick wire, though. Yeah, 100 per minute. I could put in, I think one of these would make it make 7.5. Yeah. Yeah, so one overclocked would make the 7.5. Was something else using the copper sheets? Yeah, I think the recipe for circuit boards does. Yeah, that one does, but we were looking at this one, which also uses copper sheets, though. Yeah. Yeah, so since there's two things in here that need the copper sheets to be made, I may as well put them in. So, you know, I just need one of these machines, and it just has to be overclocked once to make the 7.5 that the two supercomputer machines are going to need. Yeah. And then this circuit board, it needs, yeah, it's 12.5 though. 12.5. And, oh, they're not going to need it. High-speed connectors do, though. Yes. High-speed connectors will need, because we need how many high-speed connectors? 5.6. That's a lot. Yeah, basically two of these. So I may as well just make it two of them and then have it spit the half the half of one every minute, so it's like one every 2 minutes. Hold on for me just a minute. Hey there, Lynn. I didn't even notice you in there. Sorry about that. No, I am not building the nuclear factory. I am working on. Let's see if you're still here. I hope you're still here. I hope you didn't leave. Yeah, good. You're still here. What I'm working on is a supercomputer factory. So you kind of came in as I was mumbling to myself about all of the math involved in what I've got to crunch into this factory. Yeah, so essentially, here's the deal. Like, this turned into a bigger project. I think when I was talking to you earlier, I had mentioned that the launch of this supercomputer factory has had 3 locations that I have chosen and scrapped. And this newest location that I'm currently at is actually the 4th. So just before you got here, the 3rd location that I had decided to use is no longer being used, and I moved the location one more time. But this time I believe we actually have the location. This is going to be where I'm going to build this sucker. I've actually built some additional road for it and everything, so it's I think I'm locked in at this point. I've built it straight into the infrastructure, so there ain't no moving it now. yeah, so this is the thing I have to build. And you heard me mention the nuclear power plant. Part of the reason that is, yeah, right. Part of the reason why I was mentioning the nuclear power plant is that I will need one for the next project. And to be able to build the nuclear power plant, you've got to have a steady supply of supercomputers. That's part of the recipe, or the material you have to have in your inventory to place the nuclear reactors. So you got to have them, and I don't have anything making them, and that's what I'm doing. I'm automating the supercomputers so that I can build the nuclear power plants for the next project. But and as you can see, I'll show you the power grid here. So the gray line represents my current production of power. The blue line represents the maximum consumption, and that means if all machines were running right now, this is how much power I'd be consuming, which is 7,843 megawatts, or almost 8 gigawatts if you prefer. We're producing about 14 gigawatts, so that leaves us about 6 gigawatts. And my estimation is that this supercomputer plant, it's going to push us probably up to around 4 gigawatts, maybe 5. So that's gonna leave us with a window of about 2 gigawatts. Very, very thin, but I hope that's enough to build the infrastructure that I'll need for the nuclear power plant. I'll actually show you the location I have picked out for it. Take one of these hypertube cannons here, because it's up there. I could almost get there with a jetpack thrust, but it is just a little bit overextended. Yeah, so it's going to be right up here, because these two crater lakes, you know, as you can imagine, a nuclear power plant needs a lot of water, so you're going to have a place with plenty of access to it. And so I thought this was a pretty cool looking place for it, and it's you know, enough out of the way that you don't have to worry about, you know, walking around and getting radiated. But it's close enough to where everything is. Yeah, right. Yeah, they really do. And but it's close enough to where everything is that I can connect it to the power grid without much problem, because it's far enough removed that you don't have to worry about accidentally walking past it, and close enough that I can get power lines to it. Here comes the truck. I figured that was going to happen. I couldn't hit that bee. That bee was trying to eat my face. It is an automated truck, yes. You have to drive the path for it the first time, and then so you're basically recording it the first time you drive the path you want it to take, and then after that you hit auto drive, and it'll keep driving that same path in perpetuity. But you have to make sure you've got fuel coming in, so it will keep doing it. I actually, we're going to be going back to my main base here soon to pick up some more materials. Yeah, I'll show you a couple other. I have a couple other vehicles that are automated over there. Yes, and I call it the quantum mechanic because much like quantum physics, certain materials respond differently when you're paying attention to them than when you're not. Something about the auto drive function, the way the AI calculates it, when you're not watching it, when it's not on the screen with you, it all works perfectly. I guess the AI must assume that since a human drove the path once, it must work. So it'll just keep doing it, no errors, no problem. But as soon as you're on the screen with those trucks, all of a sudden the graphics has to render the physics, and that's when you start seeing trucks like spinning off the bridge and crashing into each other and falling, all those fun things. So that is something that I hope that they address in 1.0, because it is a really annoying thing. Okay, so first things first, before we head out, I wanted to build the infrastructure for... Yeah, it is funny and annoying, but yeah. I mean, they're like, at my base, I have two, so I'm there all the time. And I have two tractors, which are smaller. No, you see one. He's parked up there. I painted him pink. There's two tractors that are bringing materials to my main factory, and I had to re-record the path for one of them because he just kept like falling off the edge, and I'm not exactly sure what happened, but at one point he ran out of fuel and just like sat in the road, and all of a sudden I noticed that some of my materials weren't being replenished in my factory, and I'm like, what the hell's going on? And I troubleshoot it and find a tractor just sitting on the side of the road, like not doing much. I don't like that. You got to get straighter than that. Yeah, this is another kind of strange mechanic in the game, right? So as you're building, you are building on a grid, right? And so you have to, when you put down foundations and stuff, you have to try to, you see how it jumps like that? When you press control, it's locking whatever you're putting down to the world grid, right? And so that's how you know, oh, well, if I build from this point, everything else that I've built attached to the world grid will line up to that. So that's, a good important thing when you're building. However, the world is not on a grid. The world exists on its own. So that basically, in a nutshell, explains the complications you have with logistics, because the world does not exist on a grid, but your buildings must. Your buildings must exist on a grid. So that's some of the problems you'll run into right there. Okay, let's get him straight. And that's the same thing with this. These types of buildings, these are miners. So it's not actually snapped to the grid. I put the grid, or the foundation. I put the foundation there because it makes it easier for you to line it up with other things. But what it is actually snapped to is this node underneath it, this iron node. So it's not lined up. So like when I try to get things to connect to the front of it, it's not going to connect. It's not going to necessarily line up. So you have to like use different techniques to try to get things to line up with the world in a way that makes it line up with the rest of your logistics, the rest of the way you build, So that's a lot of the fun. So let's see. This one's iron, right? Yeah. Yeah, very tricky. Very tricky. The copper one is around here somewhere too, right? I think so. Let's scan for him. Oh, I went the wrong way. It's over this way. So yeah, I actually don't need much iron. What I need is copper. So, you know, the more important deposit is this one over here. But the particular recipe that I have that produces a lot of copper ingots requires some copper ore mixed with a little iron ore. So that's why I wanted to find a location that had both of those materials nearby so I could really mass produce the copper that I need. And boy, this is a little tight little... Man, I don't even know if the freaking miner's going to fit in there. It's probably going to clip. Oh, no, it didn't. That looks kind of lined up. Yeah, no. That is nowhere near lined up. Okay, let's try to face it straight on. Yeah, okay, that's a little better. I'm just gonna try to get these two connected because it's that way they can feed a line of smelters, foundries actually, the copper and the iron. Ooh, they line up perfect. Look at that. Bam, flat. Hell yeah. So I can just build the foundries off of there. Some of the copper ingots are going to be coming over here. And I'm going to have some... I can just grab one. Foundries. I have a recipe with refineries to make the copper sheets I need. Those trees are going to have to go and weigh again. Oh, I missed. Now you better stand back because it's going to blow up big now. Okay. This little rock got on my nerves. I can't blow him up. Sticking through my pavement. Okay. Let's see here. Yeah, we'll put them. Yeah, we'll face them this way because that's the direction they're gonna have to send them anyway. I think I'm gonna need 3 of these suckers. Yeah, well, you do get a chainsaw, but the problem is, like, for one thing, I don't have it with me. The other thing is it puts the leaves and wood and stuff in your inventory because, you know, at the beginning of the game, that's what you're using for fuel. So, yeah. But, you know, at this stage in the game, that just takes up spots in my inventory. And believe it or not, I actually try to not destroy as many trees as I possibly can because, you know, once they're gone, they're gone. And, you know, like, my base is set up in a desert, so there ain't a lot of trees over there either. This is another desert, but different desert. There's 2 deserts in this game. Alright, so let's see. We need you to do the copper sheets, bud. Do I not have that recipe? No, I have that recipe. Yeah, there it is. Okay. I was going to say, I know I have it. I'm using it somewhere else. I know I've got it. So, see, it's a 67.5. Several reasons. The first reason is, yes, it's flat, so there's a lot more space. It's easier to build, especially early on when you don't have a lot of materials. Also, it's considered one of the more difficult start locations. So that means when they kind of set the difficulty on a curve in this game. So, like, if you start in the grassy fields, uh, not a lot of strong enemies, but you got a lot of shit material. Like, a lot of the nodes are impure nodes, so that means that they don't generate a lot of the material. So, you get an easier start, but you're going to end up having to leave early on. Uh, in the Dune Desert, lots of tough enemies, lots of difficulty getting around because of the tough enemies, but the nodes are all good. They're all really good nodes. Like the place where my base is set up, there's two pure nodes, and pure is the best rating for a node. So there's lots of space, so that's definitely part of it, but it's more than just that. Okay. Hmm. Yeah, so we're going to need to put in the water. How much water do they need anyway? Yeah, how much? How much? Because I needed to put in. How much am I going to need here? Because we figured out that. Yeah, the AI limiter doesn't consume all that much. It needs 25, and I figured out I needed to overclock it once. So 37.5, and then this. Yeah, they're not really very clear about that, and in first, and in fact, it almost makes it sound like you might be starting on different planets. But then after you play a few times, you realize, oh no, it's the same planet. You're just picking a different spot on the planet to start. They're very unclear about it when you start. Yeah, I mean the first couple of times I played through there, I had no idea it was the same place. The circuit board with, yeah, this one. And how many circuit boards did I need? Oh man, this is getting complicated on me. So this is the recipe I'm using for computers. It needs 7.5 circuit boards. So it's going to need about 15 circuit boards probably. Oh, I mean, I need more than that because I'm going to need like 21 circuit boards. Yeah, it's definitely much more structured than that, and apparently in the 1.0 they're going to make it even more structured because they're smoothing out some of the transitions. Because one of the issues you have in this game is the early game involves you running around picking up leaves and wood off the ground to keep your biomass burners going, just so that you can keep your automation up and running. And one of the problems with that is, how do you explore? How do you even leave your base if you're constantly having to run around and pick up stuff off the ground just to keep everything running? So you can't even explore until you get to the point where you have coal power, and because then you can set up a miner which pulls out the coal, and so then it automates the whole power process. So one of the things they did in the 1.0 is the biomass burners are going to include a belt that you can feed them. So that means that you can store up a lot of the fuel it needs, and then it'll just continue to feed it whether you're there or not. And that gives you the opportunity to, like, do a little looking around and trying to explore, because it is tough. I mean, if your factory shuts down while you're out exploring, it's not doing anything. So you're like losing time, and yeah, it can get really annoying. So you just kind of get stuck in this position where, like, how big do you make your first how big do you make your first factory if everything is powered off of, sticks and leaves? Because the more generators you put down, the more attention you have to pay to them. So then you start going, okay, well, I don't want more than 5 of those suckers down. And then it's like, okay, but that only produces, you know 80 megawatts. I mean, how much are 90 megawatts? How much time are you going to spend around it? So you're going to be making a lot of your parts by hand, or what are you going to do? And so that begins the early game conundrum. So yeah, because I think, let me go check the, God, man. I'm trying to figure out how many refineries I need to put down, and I'm starting to figure out already. It's more than I thought. I'm glad I decided to not try to cram all this stuff inside one building, because I don't know if that would have worked. No, I know it wouldn't have worked. It wouldn't have worked. Yeah, see, that's that little pink tractor there. Oh no, they're gonna need 7.5, so I'm actually gonna have to have 3 of those things down. So let's figure that out. It'll be 22.5 circuit boards. Yeah, so I'll have to have 3 of these going too. Wow, yeah, I'm gonna need like 8 of those suckers going. Okay, well, let's get to work on that. So that's 3. Alright, that should give me enough room for 6 of them. 6 is going to be the working number we're going to go with for now. And then I'll figure out if I need to add more later. But this is already turning into a massive, massive operation here. Okay. And so, if we gave you all the copper sheets in the world, would it be enough for you? I don't think it would. So 22, so yeah, right. Alright, so that's a lot of copper sheets. That might be enough there, actually. So that's 6, so that'd be like 100, almost 130 of them. Yeah. Yeah, that's got that. I mean, that's just gonna have to be enough. I mean, it's like 130. That's a lot, man. Never even made that many in one place before. But that also means it's going to need, the same amount of water. 130, that's not too bad. You can almost do that with one water extractor. Oh, wrong way. I wasn't trying to zoop you that way. I'm trying to get you to go that way. Alright. Now you gotta try to figure out a way to get water to go uphill. Isn't that fun? Oh, come on. You're not giving me no snap? Oh, man. You guys are killing me. Okay, you know what? Punks. Water extractors, much like the miners, do not snap to anything. You know, so if you want them to give you a snap graphic, which is that little green line, it's going to let you know that things are lined up. You've got to put something down for it to line up with before it will do that. There's some water extractors. Oh, I'm in the wrong spot. That's right. Yeah, see? Then it'll give it to me. But that's as close as you're going to get to having anything line up. You know what? Screw it. I hate doing that. I hate spending overclock speeds on stuff like that, but the logistics is already getting complicated. Now those things have 10 feet of head lift. So that means those are 4 meters thick each. So that should actually do it. Alright. Let's see if I can get something for it to snap to on the wall. Yep. That's ugly. Come on, give me something good here. There you go. Oh god, that's even worse. Ugh. Ick. Come on, man. Don't fuck with me. Give me what I need. Give me what I need. There. No. I guess that's just how it's going to be. That's awful. I mean, how can that be? Oh, God, you guys are killing me. Ugh. Alright, then we're going to put these snap points back here. Walked off the back of the... Come on, are you going to give me the snap point? Yeah, that's it. Okay. Nope. Out of copper sheets. Well, who would have thought? Okay, time to head back to base. We'll get, at some point I'm going to have to put a ladder down or something so I can get back up to the... Oh, I guess I don't really need to. Not right now yet. We are going to take the hypertube cannon to get home. This is the promenade. I put this together. I put these around the geothermal sites, which is basically just a geyser. This is a power plant of its own type, a geothermal plant, and I usually build these promenades around. Usually you'll find them in areas where I haven't actually hooked up power yet, but I put this out here long before I had any infrastructure out here, and it, then it gave me sort of a leg up when I was starting to build things. Also, it powered up these hypertube cannons that I have up here, which get me around the map. That right there is my, I call it the turbo fuel exchange. It's a power plant that burns turbo fuel and also acts as kind of an airport for the rest of the map. See there, you'll see the space elevator. That's that large object stretching into the sky indefinitely. On the right, you'll see the complete Phase 4 list. That's the objects that I have to build to send into the space elevator. This is my starter factory. This was where it all began. Oh yeah, it has. You can't see the top of it. Pretty much anywhere on the map, if you get high enough, you can see the space elevator. Oftentimes, that's how you find your way back home. Let's see, we needed pipes. So this is the roof to my base. I just have it, I got a few machines here and there cranking out stuff that I don't have automated. This is the item room in here. And we'll go by the battery factory real quick. And I'll show you the swamp, which is one of the most dangerous biomes in the game. But fortunately, I don't have to explore there anymore. We'll head by the battery factory. It's over here. Oh, that's oh, too high up. You can't see it now. I'm above the clouds. You can't see it. That's the packaged liquid biofuel factory. It's where I make the fuel for my jetpack. Yeah, see, there's some tractors pulling away. Oh, there's another one. Yep. This is the battery factory. So this one you can actually see what a fully functional, factory with all the logistics in place. These are some drones taking off right now. That one is on its way. Oh no, he's landing. They're bringing in more aluminum. And this one here is bringing in some plastic. We'll take a look at the production floor. on this side. Yep. This is the production floor. These machines over here are making the batteries. Go underneath. I'll show you the logistics floor. I kind of got it in this like little hidden room. You almost can't even tell it's there. It's like under the road and stuff. Just this little tiny door. This is the logistics floor. This is the wire being fed into the machines making the batteries. The plastic up there being fed in. There's a sulfur coming in. More wire. Batteries. These batteries are being fed out to the drone platforms so that the drones have the batteries they need to go do the pickups they need to do. This one is actually filling a drone platform, because ultimately that's the point of this factory, is to have a place that, or a collection of batteries that I can take to other locations so that those drones can have batteries. And you can run, I mean, like the first one is going to be the supercomputer factory, for instance. It's going to be a drone airport, essentially. There's going to be lots of drones flying in with materials from all over the world. So this is where that starts. So you see it has its input completely full of batteries, waiting for me to drop them off somewhere. Location still undisclosed. Yeah, it does. Yeah, especially these big machines, right? Because they've got 4 inputs. I mean, it's one thing if you've got a machine that has 1 or 2 inputs, right? But once you start getting into these where they've got just, you know, they got 3 items feeding below and 1 item coming from above, which we're going to get to. I'll show you that room. Oh, there it is. There's the stairs. This is the logistics for the middle part of the factory. This is where batteries are sorted, and the overflow comes to die. Anything that is, yes, this is where it's feeding the machines from up above. There's some batteries that are being fed to the awesome sink right now. So we'll go up to the floor above this. Yeah. There's just a whole bunch of these machines cranking out what they call alclad plates, which is basically an aluminum alloy that also uses copper. And it creates these alclad plates. And then this is just a little container that I kind of set off to the side, which catches some of the batteries so that I can grab some up to jumpstart drone platforms and stuff. You can also use them as a motor vehicle fuel, but boy, is that an expensive fuel. Yep, here comes one of the drones. Coming back with plastic. Alright, we'll go by the swamp. The reason I'm going to the swamp is it is the closest location to hypertube cannon, so we can get back on our way. Oh, actually, you know what? I think I need to head back to base to get concrete. Well, that's where we're going to take that cannon to then. Yeah, I'm low on concrete, I think. Nah, I'm okay. See, this is where the sulfur's being fed in. I think so too. I think they're very cute. it's kind of disappointing to me that they're the one vehicle in the game that you can't drive. You can even drive the train, but you can't drive the drone. Yeah, they kind of look like bumblebees or something. They're kind of cool. Yeah, it would be so much fun. You could like fly around and look at everything, and I don't know. So this platform I built just as a way to get the sulfur over there. Yeah, see that machine just feeds the sulfur right into that platform, and it goes all the way to the battery factory. Yeah, so this is the most dangerous biome in the game for sure. There's my little promenade that yeah, it does really look cool. You should see it at night, man. It looks crazy at night. The sky is like completely clear at night, and you can see. It looks like you're in space. Like the whole sky is covered with stars, and you can see like this big nebula and a few planets around it that must be close to this planet. Yeah, it's pretty cool. Let's see if I can find any monsters out here just to give you an idea of how horrible they are. Yeah. Yeah. I see a stack of meat, which means that I got into a fight over here not that long ago. Oh, yep, there's one. Put this ammo in. Hey there, Mr. Spitter. He's a big boy. Ooh, he's spitting that. Look at that. Boom, when it hits the ground. Ooh. Got him. Where does meat go? Where'd you drop your meat? Oh, there it is. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, if it hits you, if that hits you center mass, it almost kills you. Oh, you gotta go? Oh, okay. Well, I'm glad you got to come by. You know, feel free to drop in again. I'm glad had a little company for this stream. There's the giant forest. See how big those trees are? Those trees are like 70 or 80 meters tall. They're just ridiculous. You can die falling out of one of those trees. Take it easy. Take it easy. I'm glad you got to come by, Len. So this area wouldn't be too bad for a nuke, too. Oh, wow. Actually, that is the area I was looking at. I didn't realize how close I was to the Rocky Desert. Yeah, there's my site. Wow, I actually could make it from the swamp. Yeah, no idea that it was that close. Okay. The one good thing about refineries is they give you a pretty nice vantage point for pipe and belt work. Oh, that's a pretty good little fluid, yeah. Alright. Cool beans, cool beans. Now... I was thinking that I had to feed the, oh, I didn't connect that one. That would have been bad. Ingots from the top, but, I don't know if that's necessarily true. Yeah, they could go underneath. Well, we'll worry about that once I have the ingots made, or at least yeah. Well, yeah, I also need to have the because I mean I need to make a shit ton of ingots because I mean these things consume what, like 22 per minute each one. Jesus. Yeah. So 130 basically. Well, that's not as I keep thinking that's a lot, but that's really not. That's just like 1.5 foundries worth. I'm pretty sure I can feed in like yeah, I got 240, so I can have like 5 foundries. So I don't think that's going to be a problem. Yeah, that'll work. Alright, I think if I put down 6 of these boys, that should be enough. It's too much more than that. I wouldn't even be able to move all of the ingots around, so... 'Yep, need to go get more rotors and more, frames. I'll go ahead and chain these up and see what it says about their, material requirements. So it needs 500 copper. It's going to need 5 if I play. No, that's if I build 10 of them. I ain't building 10 of them. I'm building 6 of them. So it's going to need 350 copper, which, yeah, I'll have to overclock some. Yeah. One, 2, 3, 4. Yep, so we said 6. Before I head back, I'll put down the other 2 manufacturers because they should be down anyway. And these are the ones that would be making the oh boy. You know what? Maybe I will just build one and overclock. Because it's already a big enough pain in the ass. I mean, these things take up so much goddamn room, man. And I ain't moving this factory again. This is where it's going, damn it. This is it. It is where it is. It's going here. Yeah. 75 silica. That's not so bad. And only 6 circuit boards. I don't know why in my head I was thinking that it was like needing, you know, some insane number of circuit boards. The ones that mainly need the circuit boards are the computers. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know why I keep going back and forth with that. Like, I have such a hard time with that. Yeah, that... Because the computers need a lot. I keep thinking he's gonna hit me, but he ain't coming nowhere near me. Oh, well, I ain't got enough to build anymore, so we gotta go back. Wow. I thought that was going to be too hard of a landing, but it seemed fine. Seemed fine. Okay. It was rotors and, oh yeah. Oh, he's really cranking them suckers out, man. That other recipe really ain't bad. Geez, a Pete. He's really flying through them. See how the materials are holding up. Yeah, he's used up a lot of those. Yeah, he's almost out of the pipes. Plenty of concrete, though. Oh yeah, and used a lot of them too. Yeah, but I don't think I'm gonna need much more. I mean that's a pretty decent run there. You made way more. I mean I was down to like one stack. That's why I was like, yeah. See. Rotors, right? Yeah, but this stage of the development of the infrastructure for the supercomputer factory is both critical and complex because the reason why it's taking a lot of like reconfiguration is that I have to make sure that enough material is going in to make the circuit boards and the high-speed connectors at the same time because the circuit boards are necessary for both the high-speed connectors, and the high-speed connectors are utilizing quick wire and and the circuit boards. The circuit boards are also being used by computers. So I have to make sure I have enough, and and the quick wire and all that stuff has to match. So it's a very complicated process to get all of that stuff in place. Um, but I think these new numbers will support it. And I mean honestly, if they don't, I think just a little bit of tweaking with power shards and stuff will be able to compensate because I have the belt technology to make changes like that. So I don't foresee any problems. Yep, it's flashing yellow. Must have. Yep, finally consumed the last of the pipes. But yeah. So we're going to take a short recess here. I'm going to get some more work done from a really real job, unfortunately, and um, make something to eat. And we will pick up again at, let's say, 5 o'clock. That's 2.5 hours. That's probably pretty good. That'll give me some time. And then we'll run that stream till hopefully 8 tonight. But yeah, I feel like we're really making a dent here. I'm hoping that by the end of the weekend, the supercomputer factory will probably still not be up and running, but it will have a definite shape by then. And because basically what I'm doing now is getting all of the logistics in place for everything that can be done inside the Rocky Desert. That's why I'm focusing on the quick wire and the plates or sheets, the ingots and everything that needs to be done right there. And but coming up next, I'll have to say, well, now we need to get the oscillators made. So we're going to be spending some time over there in the northern forest building a factory over there to do that, which will also be the same factory that makes the silica. So it's going to be a ancillary factory that's going to be making both the silica and the oscillators. So it's going to be facilitating two different products for two different components in the supercomputer factory, because the oscillators are for making computers, the silica is for making the high-speed connectors. So you're beginning to see what the complicated part of this build is. Also, let me just take a look, 'cause that was one thing I did want to look at. This was for the computers, which only needs these two items. Yeah, so that's the circuit boards and those. So the circuit, right. This one will also be consuming silica. So yeah, it's actually facilitating three products that are made there, but really two components, because it's just, the way it works out, because we're building these circuit boards to make the computers and the high-speed connectors. But yeah. But yeah, I mean, some of these numbers have shrunk because I don't know why I was convinced that I needed to make so many circuit boards, because I think it's just because the computers needed so many. But I mean, yeah, I mean it is, because I am going to be making 6. Man, this is going to be a huge factory. Have a lot of shit moving. A lot of parts. A lot of moving parts. Alright, guys. That's going to be the end of this stream. Thanks for stopping by and giving my stream a watch. We will be back soon.